Oh, who cares?
Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey.
That's your boy Todd Frazier.
Hey guys, I'm Julie Stewart Banks.
Hey, what's up? This is Cliff Floyd. You can catch me on The Divide.
You can catch me on The Divide on Fox Sports The Gambler.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny and so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do. This is The Divide.
And here we are, Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 Philly, 104.1 Trent Zone. Oh, man. It's been a while. I feel like rusty.
Rusty. I feel annoyed.
Oh, yeah, you were definitely. So before we went live, Mike was messing around with the cameras and the audio and stuff because you had a very busy week with Jingle Ball and everything. And the whole studio had to be dismantled and reassembled. And he was running around fixing lights, fixing audio. And I was right here in the chair
Just
waiting.
Yo, there was more lights on this side of the studio. There still is. And I still am darker than you. I don't understand
If you're
it.
tuned into YouTube Live, you should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can watch us and our antics. But there, yes, I can confirm there is 1.5 lights on me, and there's about 6 lights on Mike right now.
Yeah, the craziest part is one of our roles at Jingle Ball was the red carpet, and I lit that thing up like a Christmas tree, bro.
guess, man.
It looked great, and now, freaking Germ was down here. He fixed all the lighting. He's like,
He had it
"Do not touch
perfect."
it." He had it perfect, and we got to figure it out. I had to use a different camera because we couldn't get the autofocus.
It's winter now, man. You know, the lighting's all weird. Daylight savings happen. That's got to be the reason.
It's not the only reason why I'm annoyed, though.
Well, what's the other reason why you're annoyed?
The New York Mets, man. It's a freaking
yeah,
joke,
yeah.
dude. I'm officially on strike. I don't care. I will not wear any of my Mets gear. I will not accept any Met presents. So if I get one, I won't open it or use it until I'm satisfied. And like, look, it's not, you can't say, oh, that's not being a fair Met fan or anything like that. I've been a ride or die since 1985, and I've never, ever said this in my life, but there was always hurdles. There was always like, oh, we're the underdogs, all this other crap. Now it's just like, this is bad baseball. Like the owner comes out, Steve Cohen, and he goes, oh, Ohtani's agent never called me. Bro, Michael Jordan doesn't call other teams. You call him. This is the Michael Jordan of baseball. Like,
Yeah,
this is
I find it. I think that's a cop out for him. I find it very hard to believe. I think that is the easy way out of oh, he never called, because you can't tell me that Steve Cohen didn't reach out to him or try to reach out to his people, and he never called me back is what he should have said. I think he's protecting his pride with that statement.
Yeah, and it's the best deal ever. I mean, now they could still they're in a win now situation.
It is great.
Yeah.
And I guess it's so for those of you that haven't been following, Ohtani signed with the Dodgers, a 10-year contract, $700 million. It was the most money that anybody's ever been paid, and rightfully so, because the man can do it all. But his contract is so backloaded. He's only getting $2 million a year for those 10 years, and then he gets the payout annually after that, like a Bobby Bonilla situation.
And I knew that was going to happen. Deferred contracts always happen.
They do,
but not like this.
But this $2 million a
this
year?
Is nuts.
This is nuts. Disgusting. And I know he's probably getting a ton of money in advertising and everywhere else, but it's I can't even wrap my mind.
No,
$2 million a year, that nowadays that's someone's salary. Like, there's someone that works in IT right now that can make $2 million
minimum wage.
Yeah.
But look, I just think this has to not be legal. You know what I mean? Because also I think I know he's going to avoid a lot of the LA tax too.
Well, that's what they were saying. The more you read is he has a tax incentive, basically a tax break for just, dude, $10 million. If you're telling me, hey, there's $680 million waiting for you but you have to wait 10 years. Dude, anything can happen in 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't even know that I would take that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Also, like if I'm the insurance people too, like I'm worried about that too because how much do you decide which is insured and what's not? And then also, did you see the Wolf of Wall Street thing? Somebody like that sounds like Leo did a voiceover, and it was like, then we sell the team.
We sell the team.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm happy for him.
yeah, I'm glad you're happy. You're also happy because you have a new shiny toy yourself.
Yeah, but there's so much speculation around the Juan Soto thing that it's like you can't even enjoy it. So Juan Soto was traded to the Yankees last week. Very happy. He's what, 25 years old?
Yeah,
Something like
and
that. So
his
young.
brother's
He's coming off
too.
a really good season. I mean, you're talking. It looks like the best outfield in baseball right now. If you're looking at the New York Yankees, but everybody keeps saying he's a rental. There's a lot of and to these Met fans, there's a lot of Met fans that because he's got 1 year left. So they traded Yankees. He pretty much has 1 year. And during his press conference, which was weird. Did you see that? It was all virtual. I'm
boycotting.
It was weird, man. It's like you can't show up to the stadium and put the hat and jersey on. Anyway, so it was a virtual Zoom. I didn't even think we were doing Zoom press conferences, but they basically alluded or the question was asked like, what happens at the end of the year? And his answer was like, oh, you know what number to call, so on and so forth. So it's like you can't enjoy it because there's so much speculation that he, playing with the Nationals, he really got a taste of the Mets organization and he likes what they're doing over there and he's waiting basically for them to prove themselves before he jumps ship. So it's like, so what are you saying? If the Mets start to rebuild starting this year, that there's a chance that you can land Juan Soto next year? Like, I think if, first of all, I don't think that you can definitely use a player like Juan Soto. I don't think that's a top need for you guys, though.
No, Juan Soto added to any lineup is a need. But I understand it. But
is he a guy you rebuild a team for?
Yeah. Well, no, and like I said, his brother's coming too, which is equally as big. I think he's a big piece of any team. But yeah, he's gonna get like a $400 million contract as long as he plays well in the Bronx. And I mean, the Bronx kind of caters to a hitter like him. So look, that is the best outfield in the world. I feel like the Mets could have, it just sucks, man. Like, so DeGrom leaves, right? Granted, he got injured, but he told you on the way out, hey, I'm picking a team that's going to win the World Series. Like, I was like,
I still think
and we all said it was for money.
We laughed at him.
I get that. But who's laughing now? He's got a ring to prove that he was right.
I know, but
if he never plays again, he has a ring.
But Mike, that to me, that was the equivalent of Joe Namath calling his Super Bowl drunk on a beach. He may have thought that that's a possibility. There's no way that man firmly believed in February that they were World Series bound. There's no way. On paper, that team has no business winning the World Series.
I'm laughing because no matter where Joe Namath was, he was probably drunk, so it didn't matter where he was calling his shot. But I digress. No, but he called his shot and he did it. And for now the Yankees, the Dodgers, like it's 1941 again. There's no other teams. There's two teams. You just saw what happened last night. Barstool actually got the drop with the trade.
Yeah,
like
that
bro,
another insane,
absolutely nuts.
And Flaherty. Yoshi's rumored to go to the Yankees too now.
Yeah, I mean he just got interviewed by the Phillies. I'm giggling. That's not going to happen. I mean, the only prayer that maybe Stevie Cohen's been spending more time in Japan. I know they flew out there, but like maybe Senga could convince Yoshi to come here. But I highly doubt it. I don't think so.
But Steve, here, let me ask you this, man. Steve Cohen is a businessman. What is he doing then? I know this was for the last 3 years or more than that, right? How many years did he have the team? 4 years? 5 years?
Yeah, this is 4 now. It's been all the way through 2020 maybe. So maybe it's his fourth season or coming into his fourth. You got to think.
And he kept, this is a
Yeah.
passion project, yada yada yada. Like he's like,
Yeah.
I have my heart and soul in this, but he's not like
He
this
also-
season is like you're
Yeah.
not making any decision on what you're trying to do with the team.
He also attacked all the other owners for not paying players.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people use the Mets and Stevie's big bags to get contracts otherwise. You know, Correa, that was a mess.
Oh god,
You know, and look who's laughing now. Like
Yeah.
we should have freaking taken that without the insurance. You want to gamble? You know, and the freaking Dodgers, dude. Tyler Glasnow is a freaking Dodger now. Like it makes no sense. Like it's just like two motherships, two Death Stars, one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast, and they're gonna duke it out at the end. It's just absolutely nuts to me. I don't freaking get it. Another Soto, for those who don't know, is a Scott Boras agent. We don't tend to do good on that. You also got Pete Alonso in his walk year. You know, it's just nothing's good. The pitching is horrible with the Mets. Like I don't see it. You know, they got Senga. That's it. You know, you look over across to the Phillies. If they did get Yoshi, it would be over.
Yeah,
Like
man.
that would be the best pitching. You know?
they're not going to land that. Philly, you're not landing Yoshi.
Mhm.
I don't even think they could pay him, to be honest with you. I mean, he's going to get like
I mean, their owner.
he's going to
has
get like
money.
an
He just
8 or
doesn't
9
flaunt it. He
year,
doesn't brag about
$400 million contract. He's going to get a decent. It's going to be a decent payday.
Also, like, in the Mets fan base, they're just like, the Coens are such good people and all this other. Like, stop, man. Just stop. Like, yes, they're good people. Like, I'm not trying to say they're the Wilpons and I don't even know if the Wilpons are bad people. I don't know them, you know, outside of what their public image is. But the dude's ruthless. He's made billions. There's a freaking TV show about him. Just show it. Just show it. Show it to your fan base. You know, I mean, Steinbrenner is a legend because if he made a bad investment, he doubled down on it. There was passion behind it. There was
Right.
excitement.
Right.
The Bronx is burning. If this is our burning moment, it's not. It's like we're fluttering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not even. It's not even a fun. Just get crazy about it. Then you know. I don't know. Like it's just. Really,
Didn't he just release like a big master plan for like City Park or City, like the whole surrounding? Like, I'm
yeah,
going to
and
invest
people
all
are-
this money
yeah.
so you can take families here and this and that.
People are also saying that crap too, man. I get that. Like, oh, they're like, oh, good luck parking there. It's already crappy to park there. What are we talking about?
No,
And then-
I'd rather take 2 trains to get there than to park there.
It's the part of me that enjoys Citizens Bank Park more because there's so much more to do. Like you know, that one time when we went for the 9/11 game, they made me park in the street.
Yeah.
I was convinced my car would not be there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's already bad at parking. Like, what are we talking about? It's all, and they're like, casinos bring bad stuff. What, like chop shops? Like, what
Oh,
are we
dude,
talking about?
seriously, what are we-
It's just you know, I don't know, and that's the product of New Yorkers being New Yorkers, and Met fans being Met fans. Like everybody's gonna go, oh no, we got $1 billion owner that wants to put a casino right next to our thing. God forbid if there's a hotel and I could stay there overnight
Yeah.
because guess what? The reason why the 7 line travels to all these other places. Because it's the only place you could stay overnight. You're going to stay overnight in Queens? Like, give me a freaking break. There's no option for that.
Dude, you could throw a rock
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh across the street from their
Right.
stadium and hit a hotel.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, you can literally watch the game from your hotel window
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh. It's nuts.
Pretty much everywhere but New York, there's a hotel
Yeah.
within
and I
walking
get it in the
distance.
Bronx. I get it. But not in the Queens. Like, the
Yeah.
Bronx is bustling. Like, it's still a bit. Like, that area is moving. Like, the Queens, it's like, oh, this is where the World's
know.
Fair used to be.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah.
so weird. It's like old New York. You know what I mean?
It is,
Like
yeah.
it's
Like, oh, that's from Men in Black, like the little
Yeah.
UFO things. Like, stop, man. There's nothing over there except for like, yeah, when the U.S.
LaGuardia.
Open is in town, like that
Well,
gets
yeah.
crazy. That gets crazy. But so what? So like, let's make it crazy all the time. I want a casino. I want, you know, and like I said, we did a live and it was at Xfinity this year in Philadelphia with the Mets.
with the exception of the vacation you just went on. When was the last time you sat at a casino and played some cards?
Harrah's, when we did a live opening
That's right.
day for the NFL,
Yeah.
the NFL kickoff with Sean Brace. And, you know, I was trying to figure out, I ended up winning like $500 in blackjack. So I
Yeah.
paid the network immediately, like out of that fund. So then, honestly, we're getting using now some of those funds to upgrade some of our equipment. So I'm really
God,
excited
man,
for
I
that.
just love gambling so much. I don't.
When was the
care.
last time you did? You had
like
a baby. I was
sat
gonna
at a
say.
table
Yeah.
last summer?
Yeah, before
Yeah.
life got crazy.
Yeah.
How's your life, man? I just rambled on for
No.
14 minutes.
Well, I'm with you, man. I'm not.
Mm.
I'm not watching the Mets, dude. I agree with you, dude. I'm not doing that. You won't. I'm not turning on one Met game this summer. You won't
can't-
see it from me, pal.
Look,
All right?
I know Jerm has ticked off the Met fan base to the point where we're not going to buy your shorts anymore. and
Yeah,
all
but
this
when
other
is
stuff.
Germ not angry about
Right.
something?
He had the thumbs down movement. He loved it. But how many times does he want to burn his bills and stuff?
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I think I love Bert and Germ to death.
okay.
They have a great show.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk about two people that it's so easy to make angry and rattle, half the time in our group chat, I'm laughing while typing something because I know one of the two of them are going to be so pissed off at what I'm going to say.
I get pissed off, but it goes quick. Like you could like I fuse and then I defuse.
Yeah.
Like it's like a blimp on a heartbeat thing, right? Is that fair?
No,
But,
it is. There
yeah.
are times I could diffuse you pretty easy.
You are a good diffuser.
Because I know when you get angry, unless it's something that if I'm angry with you,
Oh,
about something,
it's over.
the worst
It's over.
combination.
No, yeah,
We're like, forget that, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's the worst. But if it's
somebody
something-
could end up dead,
Yes, oh my
like, that's bad. Like that's so because you're like, well, let's think rationally.
no,
Like,
man. If I'm on the same page as you and we're
it's
angry
like-
about something, dude, it is awful.
It's like guilty conscience. The end of that, where it's like,
Yeah, like-
what am I saying? Shoot them both. Like it's just.
I swear to
Man,
God.
it's crazy, but I wholeheartedly agree with that. Like,
It's great. But when you're really angry about something and I'm just like not really in it, I just like, I feel like I just point out something where it's just like, hey, man, it could be worse. And you're like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's true.
we do a good job of that for sure.
Man. What's well, I want to know how are the new digs, man? What's it like? A week before Christmas, 2 weeks before Christmas, and you haven't. Have you actually stepped foot in any retail store in your shopping?
No,
endeavors?
I actually have to do some shopping. Like I'm actually concerned about that. But yeah, no, I outside of food or like convenience stores, I have not. So I prospect, I look for different things and stuff like that. So I have been shopping around or looking around the internet and trying to find different things we could associate with. But honestly, no, like it feels so good. It's weird not watching TV while working anymore. That's the only weird thing.
What's crazy is like just I do enjoy the holidays. I like everything about it.
No.
But just the traffic everywhere is disgusting.
It's funny because like trains and mass transit.
I
is
do know about
down.
trains and mass transit. Yeah.
Right. Like the population's down, but car vehicles are like through the roof. Like the car industry can't keep things in stock. That's why there's crazy increase. So people like, even Jen, who used to travel via mass transit.
So they're saying they're not taking
aren't
public
doing that
transportation
but
anymore?
Nobody's taking public transportation. They're all in cars listening to the Divide.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that crazy?
That's great. No, that's amazing.
great, right?
Buy a car if you don't have a car, guys, buy a car just so you can
so you
listen
could
to
tune
the
in
Divide live.
on
Bert
104.1.
bought an electric car. You guys were looking at electric for a long time.
Yeah, we want that van, that Volkswagen van that like kind of looks like the Scooby Doo van.
Yeah, I don't know, the
But,
mystery machine.
Yeah, it's called it used to be called the Bully, and now it's going to be called something else. But they've been teasing it for freaking 14 years. I'm convinced it's the only reason why me and my wife have been together that long. Because
just
like
to
we're
get the
just like
van.
we're gonna get the van, then we're
Right.
getting divorced.
Yeah. Well, who gets the van in the divorce?
Exactly. Cut it in half. I'll probably live in the van. That's my luck.
Dude, man, I'd love to live in a van
that'd be great.
nowadays.
Yeah,
Seriously, why not?
Remember, like that was like that thread. You'll be living in a van down by the river. It's like I can afford that. Thank
Waterfront
you.
property? No problem. Say it. Someone pinch me. I'm
man.
dreaming.
It's nuts.
Dude, I tell you. So Bert bought an electric car, and I didn't quite understand it because when he bought it, he was like, he got it like around Black Friday, and he was like, oh, good deal. I got like 3 years of like free charging, and it didn't like sink in. I thought when you had to charge an electric car, like you just like those charging stations at like Wawa and stuff. I thought there was anybody. It's just a plug. I was like, you just plug in. He was like, no. He's like, you have to pay for it if it's not like a specific vendor or whatever that works with Volkswagen. So I was like, so what does that like break down to, man? Like for like miles and like the amount they charge you, like what you're getting out of it. Someone at the like next to him that was like, no, he had an electric car, and he's like, I did the math. It pretty much breaks down to the same thing as gas. Yo, what are we doing?
It's great. It's
I
great.
guess you're saving the environment
planet.
by paying the same that you would for gas, I guess. But he did just install one of those things, like charging things in
My
his garage.
neighbor just installed one. Just got an electric car too. And the funny part is he works for the power plant. So it's like,
What is
so I was
I
like, all right,
swear,
taking
man.
yourself out of business, bro. No, but he actually convinced the power plant to put in charging stations. So now he could charge at work.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
No,
That's not bad at all.
smart man.
So listen, man, you might be closer, and we'll take a break in like 30 seconds. You might be closer to that van if you keep all those winnings from you betting those defenses.
Yo, it's
everyone.
nuts, man.
So,
Thanksgiving week.
guys, this started Thanksgiving weekend,
And it's-
but Mike has literally taken like 3 or 4 teams every weekend and just putting money on defense and special teams touchdowns, and he's hit every weekend.
Yeah.
Dude, you had to have. I don't even want to say the dollar amount, but you have to have accrued a serious amount of money.
It's crazy.
Just doing that, and
crazy.
the fact that you're hitting.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I mean, you're strategically but it's like,
Yeah.
all right,
I'll
like,
tell you Sunday morning what I'm doing and
know,
why,
dude.
and then I'm telling you Sunday afternoon it hit.
and every single guys, I'm saying every single one. Like, is this an untapped? I never thought to bet this on my life.
I just wanted to
For
have
a
more
prop bet.
Yeah, I wanted to have more fun. Kind of like the corner kicks we did in the World Cup. That
Yeah.
was so much fun. So I was like, how can I attack Thanksgiving week without it getting crazy? You know, like, and just for excitement. And dude, 7 out of 8 hit, which was nuts. I mean, I think I know every team had one. Every game had one. And I picked the right team. I also parlayed that Dolphins Jets one,
Oh, God.
where the fail Mary is now what they're calling it,
Yeah.
which is hilarious. Like, I don't know, like, bro, you're not Aaron Rodgers. Don't throw that deep pass with 2 seconds left in the first half.
You might be the only person that like cheers because the defense is getting on the field.
I was like, you guys, you're not gonna believe this, but that one was like I think I know for a fact the Dolphins scored at like 103. The Jets scored at 103. Their defense scored, and then at 3 seconds left, the Dolphins scored. It was crazy.
Oh my
crazy.
God. Good time.
So it was great times.
Stay with us, guys. We're going to talk more gambling. We're going to give you a little bit of a rundown, but stay with us. This is Divide Live on Fox Sports The Gambler.